instead, or to finish things off, we have the last episode of Deca-Dence that aired this week.
Yes, sir. So, well, what you got to say?
I am very happy with this series. I wish it had more runtime. If it's ending here, which it looks like it is, I'm perfectly fine with it. So let's just quickly cover what actually happened in the episode.
Mm-hmm.
So we were setting up with the Big Bad Gadol showdown with the potentially reinvigorated Deca-Dence. Now the Kaburagi was installed. It wasn't moving. So then you had the let's get the gang back together moment where all the robots log back into the server because they think it's like a massive event and they don't want Deca-Dence to go away because they heard it's going to get canceled. So it's like when all those people who reactivate, who've been like haven't played the MMO in a long time, like hop on to reactivate their accounts.
Yeah,
really cool stuff. We got a literal like hero moment fake out with who's the big purple dude? What's his name? Why am I forgetting his name?
Ooh, Donatello.
Why would I? How could I forget Donatello? Favorite Ninja Turtle and also cool dude in this series. So he does the Studio Trigger double drill suicide. Like,
yes.
The more I watch the end of this, like all the vibes I got of like Gurren Lagann from the beginning.
Oh my god, yeah. There was a lot of like crazily animated stuff where I was just like, is this Studio Net still? Cause what's happening?
Right. Now, there was clearly a segment that they cut down to just finish the show, which is when Kaburagi finally gets his one-on-one with the AI that's controlling the system.
Oh, yeah. It just seemed like the AI just kind of was just like, all right, fuck it.
Yeah, the AI basically was like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like, go ahead, see what happens.
I did enjoy their talk, and the AI basically was like, no, bugs are meant to be part of the system. Like, all this shit is meant to be happening. I'm kind of just like, oh, well, now I definitely want more. Like,
yeah, they pulled the whole, everything you were doing was foreseen by the system. You're just a part of it. And then Kaburagi was like, well, I'll still try my best. And then the AI was like, okay, yeah, you can go do that. I don't really care. Like, what difference does it make to me?
But then also,
and then that was kind of it.
You keep going. You
like, normally, and I think this is a function of the fact that the final villain was a mess that was caused by the AI system rather than like an embodiment of a particular ideology or way of thinking, that it wouldn't have made a lot of sense for the AI system to be like, we're going to stop you from killing this big ass Gadol that has a laser that could potentially blow up, the company.
Yeah.
Right? Like, realistically, the AI should have just sort of been like, all right, fine, go do whatever you want. So, like, it does make a degree of sense that that's how it turned out. But I got the feeling that they were queuing up a deeper conversation about the clash of ideology between Kaburagi, who's kind of accepted that not only are bugs necessary for moving forward, but that there are other reasons to live and to try your best at something than just because you're told to do so. And he articulated that more than once over the course of the series, and kind of said that to the system controller, but there wasn't really like a rebuttal, right? Because it was supposed to be like a mindfuck moment where it's like in the Matrix, like, we've done Zion numerous times. You're just one, this is just the latest iteration. But they just didn't go down that road. Like they could have. They were one sentence away from saying like, you think this is the first time we've had to reboot Deca-Dence? Like, people like you always show up, but they didn't do that. Which,
I would have taken that.
It's refreshing. It was just like, you know what? Cool, but bro, go do what you gotta do. I'm gonna stop. And then that scene where it's like, and all the interference went away. So it was like, so it was just the AI like being a dick.
Yes. Like, yeah. Well, even when they said that, I kind of was just like, wait, the system is fucking with them. I was like, shouldn't you not even care about the bubble no more?
Yeah, it's a little anticlimactic in that sense.
But listen, hey,
what were we leading up to? We were leading up to the Deca-Dence platform turning into a giant drill, which, you know,
you can't tell me that
if you were wondering
some
what kind of influences this show was derived from, it's got a lot of Gainax DNA.
Yes. Those animators probably were just like, yeah, let's go get a job over here real quick.
Right.
And then go back to
It reminded me in a much better way. I don't know if you're familiar with this year. I guess is it Nickelodeon or one of those stations, they rebooted the Ninja Turtles again?
Oh yeah, you showed me that that Shredder fight scene.
Yeah, so in that, obviously these are a bunch of animators who love anime. And so like there was literally a drill that pierces the heavens in a Nickelodeon, Ninja Turtles cartoon. And this felt like a neat, homage. That if you're going to end the series in a big dumb way, you might as well go with something like this, which has a lot of internal symbolism for the show and then a lot of symbolism for anime fans. Yeah. As sort of like, the proverbial and literal middle finger to authority. So it's cool. So Giant Gattle gets blown in half. Kaburagi on screen gets crushed and dies. I don't know. The only thing I was like a little like ears up about was like, wait, so the Deca-Dence falls apart. That doesn't kill every human being. The humans. The
I thought the humans were dead.
I was like, all these niggas are dead. So what was this for?
You literally saw it falling apart onto the city.
Yeah. So constructive criticism. I think the series could have used one more episode. That's all.
I agree. Yeah.
An episode of like Kaburagi having a deep sort of philosophical argument with the controlling AI, a little more time spent on like what the various tankers were doing to sort of like and the humans in the city coming together to like with the power, which are the other like robots, coming together to defend this one thing that they all share in common, that they all enjoy and really love. Explaining or having some more scenes where humans realize that like actually they're, the cyborgs are real and they're out there and they're not killed for it. They kind of just say, fuck it, we're all in this together. And then you could do the middle finger, drill that pierces the heavens, whatever. But, they were short an episode. And frankly, it's a nitpick. I think that the show ending on a positive note, or at least the season of the show, if only there were a season 2. But the show ending on a positive note is awesome. And yeah. You got to see grown-up Natsume a little bit later. The robots are chilling with everybody. They've kind of figured out a new way to do this sort of entertainment thing without the soul-crushing, grinding murder simulator that was just like keeping the rest of humanity all caged up. They don't really like say that anything has really changed in terms of like the order. The robots still seem like they're running shit, and the people are out there eking out a living. But Natsume looked happy, giving tours to cute little robots. And then we got the tease of Kaburagi potentially coming back at the end because Jill backed him up. And once again, Jill is the MVP of this series. So,
absolutely.
I liked it.
Yeah. I enjoyed that last episode. It made me smile. But once again, I really have to highlight the music because it was perfect. It was fucking perfect. That song with the chorus came in at the perfect time. And every anime series that has action in it has that moment where they play the opening song in the anime.
And that nigga is fucked when that song starts playing.
And they nailed it. They really did nail it. I was like, well, shit, I don't know what the fuck else he gonna do right now. And then the opening song started playing. I was like, never mind, something about to happen. Here we go. Something's about to happen. And it did. And it was great. It was perfect. I kind of wanted to see more conversations between Natsume and her friends, the other tankers, because they showed them, but I kind of was just like, okay, well, like, what are their views on life now? Like, Natsume basically is right. Like, Natsume going for what the fuck she wants is right. Like, being your own individual is valid, and look at what she did. She changed the fucking world just by, like, pursuing her own goals. So I kind of wanted there to be, like, a sit down with her and Faye to like go over that shit, and then maybe even Natsume basically being like, I still didn't know what the fuck I was doing, I just did something.
Like a validation of her worldview, but coming from her.
Yeah. And so I kind of wish I had that. I thought homegirl in the purple, whatever her name was, with the purple hair, I thought she was going to be more important, even as just like a last minute, like confidence booster because she bullied her all her fucking childhood. And I was like, oh, okay, no, didn't get anything from that. Cora and I kind of showed up, but there really wasn't anything that like made her stand out or anything. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it was Jill's episode for me again. It was Jill. Like she had so many fucking lines and such a huge presence in this episode. I was just like, man.
I feel like whoever wrote these episodes, like somewhere towards the back end, got really interested in Jill and realized that Jill was just a more compelling character than everybody else.
I mean, she is.
And just gave her moment after moment after moment after moment after moment.
I mean, the one thing that I was like thought that was super duper, well, not super duper missing, which I'm surprised they didn't do, was to somehow bring Pike back. But they didn't.
Yeah, Pipe, that nigga is dead.
Yeah, like they left him dead. I was like, wow. And then remember when they were talking and they were tracking him as like, the main bug and blah, 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 and shit like that. And I'm like, oh, I thought that would have been a little bit of a bigger thing than that. I really enjoyed the time skip and just like seeing Natsume. I enjoyed the time skip and not seeing a depressed Natsume mourning Kaburagi. Basically, she went on with her fucking life and is doing what she does.
And was happy.
And then when he showed back up, and she basically was like, huh, what the fuck? And then when she recognized him, we saw a sparkle in her eyes, and that was it. And I was like, I'll take that. I'll take it.
Yeah, like, did you know that you can move on from some shit and just not have your whole life ruined?
Yes.
Because, like, one or two bad things happened or somebody died? Like, it's possible.
It's fucking possible. So that was one of my favorite things. I was like, yeah, she honestly is just like one of the best female characters in anime. Like, you just really can't really dispute that at this point.
Yeah, it's crazy. She's not like a mopey asshole.
Yeah. I really enjoyed that. What else was there? I mean, I guess, the animation was fucking amazing. Like that laser scene when Donatello broke that fucking laser up and like the fucking ground was getting ripped up from the earth. I was like, oh, this shit's cool as fuck. I was like, they put the budget behind the episode, but
Hell yeah. There was some good comedy too, like when Natsume is like, oh shit, there's something else I want to do, and like whipped the car and like all the robots inside got fucked up.
Yeah. Well, so one thing that I really, 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 really wanted, and I felt this would have been the perfect way to even like set a seed for a second season, was that the Omega Gadol like laid some like super duper eggs, and those 3 eggs or whatever escaped like somewhere into the bubble. So that way it's like, because you know how they like breed, because those would be Gadols without chips. So they're uncontrollable. So that means they're just going to be in the wild, like multiplying, procreating, and then they could have started the second season with like, someone running into a Gadol, and since all the Gadols are friendly now, they run into a Gadol that just starts fucking slaughtering people, and they're like, hold up, what is this?
Yeah, there's actually were like a bunch of hooks that could have been for a second season, like in that episode when they showed the quick video of like what the state of the earth was outside the dome.
Yeah.
Like how it's like completely poisoned and fucked up. And if they wanted to, so, now that we know the series is over, we're happy with it. They also could have done, which is whatever they were going to do to kill the primary Gadol also pierces like the dome. And so that could be the sort of peril for the next season as well. Like that's why the system was stopping them from doing it, yada yada. But and again, you added that in with some of the dropped story or plot elements and other things, and it's very clear that they had an idea that could have been bigger, and then somewhere in, early in production they said, okay, we're probably not going to be able to do all this stuff, and then just chopped or sanded away the things that just were not gonna
I feel like this could have been a perfect 2-core. They could have kept all these episodes exactly the same, and the second half could have been the time skip.
Yeah, of course. Which I would be. First of all, I'm all there for. Even if they had to pull some like ass pull bullshit to make it work. Like when that shit ended, I'm like, where the fuck is my season 2? I love these people.
Yes,
They're
that's
great.
The thing. though. I like the characters. I'm like, I want more of them. Like,
Really
it
good.
wasn't the Kaburagi show. It wasn't the Natsume show. It was basically just yeah, it was just really good. And I mean, I know some of you guys are listening and y'all have listened to us and not watched it, but please watch it. Like, it's so worth it. It's one of the better ones to come out this year, and we have been starved.
Oh God, do you know how like sparse it is for original, high budget, high concept anime? Period. Regardless of how well written it is, or how well the production does or doesn't turn out, like. It is barren. It's a wasteland.
Like, I want them to get this same team and make something else, or give us a season 2 because we deserve it. We deserve a season 2. We want a season 2.
Yeah, I don't care. Like, just fix it, Jesus.
Yeah,
right. Just like pull some shit out. I don't care. I will forgive you for breaking your story to give us more of this.
Log Horizon can get a season 3. I don't see why this can't get a season 2.
So yeah, I'm big recommend. Really enjoyed this season. There are others who are even more, effusive in the praise. I think that it ended on a nice positive note, and you don't need to look too deeply into anything. You don't need to like overanalyze it. It just is what it is, and it's fun.
Agreed. Fucking bravo, Deca-Dence. Got my seal of approval.
Golf clap. Just insert that golf clap in there right there. Boom.